Hey there everyone, this is Jeff Perkins with JD Cutlery putting together another video on some more fantastic Reate knives that we've done some heavy duty custom buffing and anodizing on. So this is just another batch getting us ready for the holiday season. Very excited. I just got the word today that our Starboys and Mini D Horizon Ds have shipped out from China, so very excited to see those coming. Probably going to come a little after Thanksgiving. It'll take me a week or two to get those anodized up, but I got a number of the Starboys. Picked up a couple of the Damascus Mini D Horizons, as well as some of the classic Cs, because you just can't go wrong with a Horizon C for the price point. It's almost unbeatable. Little heavier knife, but fantastic quality, fit and finish, and for the price point you just can't go wrong. So let's go ahead and jump into these. I have got a nice gamut going on right here. Let's go ahead and pull some of these out of the way, throw these up here off to the side, and we are going to go ahead and start off with the Wave. These are some fantastic little gentleman style folders. Hit this one with a high voltage blue background. There is some purple, kind of maybe a slight bit of a marble effect, some purple hue going through some of the spots of the high voltage blue. Looks really nice overall effect. Don't know that the video is going to pick it up. There's a little purple hue going through here, a little bit above the pivot, and depending on the angle you get blue to a purplish up in the top pieces and the edges as you move it around. So it kind of changes its color. Your insert has a bronze background, blue high points with a gold edge, and then we bronzed the pivot and all the screws, bronze the backspacer and the pocket clip. Pocket clip on this one again screwed in from the inside, so very nice design. Fantastic looking little knives. If you want a knife that'll fit in a pair of slacks that you can work with all day long and not notice it, and still want a nice, smooth, high-end, mid-tech type knife, this is where the money's at. It'll disappear in your pocket. You've got the little tiny pocket clip. You could use that. You can let it just fall into your pocket. Nobody will know this is in your pocket at work. Yeah, did I say that? Carry a knife at work? Yeah, why not? Everybody should. Everybody's got a box to open at some point. M390 steel, your Reate logo, nice flipper, again ceramic bearings, very smooth, steel lock bar insert. This one, the blade is light, so it is one that's kind of hard to get the blade to just kind of fall in there. It's because it's got a light blade on it. It's not a heavy one, not like that big monster over there of a piece that you'll see in a couple minutes. But very cool little knives. I love doing these because there's so many different things you can do with them. We've got a gold one that's got a number of different colors, a green one that's got a bunch of colors, high voltage blue, and then yep, we hit one with a nice bronze. Now this insert, you've got green and the high points are purple, matching the purple screws, green backspacer and pocket clip. Very cool looking knives. I just love the way that these turn out. I have to do a lot of heavy duty buffing. You guys would not believe how stonewashed these are grain, and they're stonewashed heavy. Clean all that off, give it some beautiful color, let that sucker pop. Look at those things, just full of color. The bronze does fingerprint up a little bit, but that's fingerprinted up. I mean, there's your color, fingerprinted up. So you've been carrying it all day. I'm just rubbing this sucker like crazy so you get a good feel. The green, not going to get much fingerprint, higher voltage. The lower voltage, the thinner the oxide layer. Definitely the easier to fingerprint up. But still, beautiful color. That bronzy brown is really sharp, very elegant. It does kind of show the oil from the pivot. I do put a little bit of oil in every knife that I put back together, just because I want everything to be nice and smooth. I'm a fan of lubricating your pivots to make it flip as good as you possibly can. Okay, I forgot to show the other one. I'll show these both. Centering looks pretty good. Looking at the tip on the back spacer. So we'll go ahead and check both of those. Sorry about that. My TV went off pause. Lockup is right about 10%, so nice and early. Steel lock bar insert. Again, you just can't go wrong with how these things look. Let's go ahead and shoot a little Windex in here just so you see the difference. So there's fingerprinted up, little Windex, spray it on the cloth, find yourself a dry spot on the cloth, wipe it off, and boom, your color is popping like crazy again compared to, yeah, there's the fingerprinted up. So here, so there's a fingerprint on your highly cleaned knife. And how do we fix it? Little Windex, little drying, boom, right back where you should be. So very cool looking little knives. Oh, this one's, now I always look at the tip on the back spacer. It might be just a hair to this side, not bad. It gets a little misleading. If I tilt the knife, it looks like it's all over the place. That's why I tried to go to the tip on the back spacer to see where you're really at, and you're pretty darn close. That one is a hair off. As far as lockup goes on this one, nice early lockup, probably about 5%, but there is no question that that's locked in there. So the more you use it, that lock's going to slide over a little bit. I like a nice early lockup on my knives personally, because I flip the hell out of my knives. Pardon my language, but I do. I flip them constantly. Kids have fidgets, I have a knife. So let's jump in to this big beast. This is a high voltage blue to teal, and then we've got some crazy high point purple going on. So sanded the high points, buffed it all out, sanded the high points, hit it with purple just like the pocket clip and the back spacer, to give you that crazy purple effect. And the more you turn this thing, the more the purple pops and disappears and pops. Really interesting looking knives. I love the way they've milled these. The Fallout 2.0, just a fantastic knife. Big old crazy blade. So this is one that you, without a doubt, have enough weight for that blade to fall. Again, pivot has bearings. This screw pivot is titanium. The other screws are all steel on this one. But look at that, cool. Screws are from the inside, so it hides it, gives it a cleaner look. You do have a little bit of shading of purple in here, because again, I buffed it out. Crazy stone wash. Get rid of that gray, add color. Sometimes I leave that little bit of shading for a little bit of extra contrast. But this big bad boy locks in beautifully. And we are looking at the CTS 204P steel. Lockup is probably about 10%. Centering on that bad boy is right on the money. Again, looking at the backspacer to the tip. Very cool looking knife. Purple. This is an eye catcher. It is a kind of tealy blue. Very happy with the way that one turned out. Okay, I'm going to jump into another one of these. K2. It again is that green teal. This one was buffed out. Bronze on the fittings. Now this one is different. And you'll see right here. Yeah, look at that. So, went ahead and did some file work down the back of both sides of this one. Really gives it a lot of eye-catching pop. Now this one, if you're a person that takes your knives apart, I want anybody that purchases this knife to know that I dropped a little bit of glue in the carbon fiber on the non-pocket clip side. So if you're going to try and take this knife apart, don't even try and take those screws out. Take everything apart from this side. Take your pocket clip off, back one, screw here, the carbon fiber comes off, there's another screw right here, undo that, the whole scale will come off, of course, once you've got the pivot off. This piece of carbon fiber is glued in there. I wanted to make sure it was nice and tight and looked good with that file work in there. And unfortunately at one point I stripped out the liner on this side of the screw. So again, that's why that glue is in there. I disclose anytime I have an issue with a knife. So this is glued in there. But if you're going to take the knife apart, take it apart from the pocket clip side and you will have no problem. Pocket clip's done in bronze, got kind of a fade in the bronze there. If you buy it and you want it to be this light, I'll buff this out and go with light all the way. Not a problem. Again, bronze here, I need to go ahead and it's got some fingerprint issues. But this thing, these K1s are so super smooth. They flip like a champ. That carbon fiber is just beautiful. I didn't sand down the high points. I've done that on a number of them. It's such a pain in the butt. It takes so much time. And yeah, well, I already spent a bunch of time on this doing the file work. But turned out beautiful. Just look at the way that thing turned out. Really cool with the file work. Flips out beautifully. Lockup's at 10-20%. Centering is right on the money. No issues there. Of course, we have a lanyard on it. This one doesn't even fingerprint up bad. Highly buffed. I really won't be buffing any more of these K2s just because as you're buffing, that little bit of an edge catches the buffer and it slams it sometimes against the buffer. Hence, there was a little notch taken out on one of the side of the liner. So what do we do to make it look cool? What do we do to fix the issue? We do some nice file work. Beautiful. I really like the way that looks. Honestly, if this one doesn't sell, that might be a Christmas present to me. So, we'll have to see. If it sells, I'll let it go. If it doesn't, that one might disappear into my pocket. So that's the K1. I do have two of the K2s. These have taken kind of the Horizon C price point in the Reate line. These go for about $215. So as far as Reates go, sorry, I know I said Reate just a minute ago. As far as Reates go, that's the low price point at this point. About actually, I'm sorry, it's not $215, it's $235 is where they're at. But you can't beat these knives. Solid titanium, both sides, all titanium hardware, milled out titanium pocket clip, steel lock bar insert. S30 VN steel on this one. Beautiful Tonto blade, man. This is a serious blade. I love this Tonto shape on this thing. Fits in the hand beautifully. This is a high voltage blue that has their splotch engraved cutout pattern, and that has kind of a purpley effect, of course, with your nice green pocket clip, backspacer, and hardware. These things are awesome. This is a knife that if you're looking to go out and use something every day, beat the snot out of it, this is the knife right here. It locks up beautifully. You're looking about, again, 15-20% maybe. Centered up. Let's look at the tip on the back spacer. Pretty much centered up beautifully. Might be a slight to the side, to the non-lock bar side, but that's pretty darn close to perfect. Fits in the hand great. I like that high voltage blue. Very sharp looking knife. So that's the splotch cutout pattern, and this one's kind of cool. They did kind of this dimpled and then a raised spine. This one is mainly purple with a little bit of blue hue. Very sharp looking knife. Again, went green on the pocket clip backspacer and the screws on it. Just can't go wrong. Look at that green down in there. Beautiful knife. Lock up, again, 20%. Centered out nicely. Look at it, the tip on the back spacer, and boom, just fires out. Beautiful knives, ready for some serious work. A little bit of jimping up there for thumb spacing. Good cutting knife, good poking knife. Very happy with these. The K2s are very nice. I really like the way this blue and purple one turned out. We're going to jump back into the K3s. Both of these are the modified Tonto. We did a green background, satin sanded the flat and hit bronze, all bronze hardware. Did a heavy bronze background with the bead blast. Your bead blast on both of these backgrounds. So you went the bronze, sanded it, hit it again. Look at the difference between the two. You sand it, you get that nice bright sharp color, leave the bead blast, and you get that dark, heavier matte look to it. I love backspacers, how they have the nice cutouts, nicely milled. Again, sanded the high points on these to give you that extra little splotch of everything. I'm going to fingerprint this up so you see what it looks like. Fingerprinted, working on it. Carbon fiber is really nice on these. I like the carbon fiber inserts on the K3s better than the K4s. The K4s have that convex rounded outside, and they try to make it perfectly smooth. Well, when I go to put those back in, sometimes they stick up a little bit, so you can feel the edge of that carbon fiber. I like that these have been milled and it's sitting down in. Also protects the carbon fiber. So I really like this design. Like the hardware. They got some crazy pivots going on these things. And these all flip just beautifully. I love the way the K3 flips. Reate, you got that crazy modified Tonto blade on this one. And you're looking at the CTS 204P with cutout. Just a really sharp looking knife. So very happy with the way both of these turned out. Again, bronze is going to fingerprint up. It's a lower voltage. A little bit of Windex. Wipe it off. Gives you a nice pop. Green to bronze to carbon fiber. Now, as you can see, right here you've got a kind of a round swoosh. That's something to do with their milling. Every single one of these knives has that. When they sandblast it, it disappears, you can't see it. But as soon as somebody sands it flat or buffs it, that line pops out. That is not something I did. It's on every single one of these knives, so just be aware. Don't want people thinking that I did that. Hope you like that lanyard color. My daughter was going crazy when I wasn't watching and did that kind of gold to try and match the bronze with the green. If you don't like it, cut it off. I won't tell her. Don't worry. Again, serious flipping knives. I really like that crazy looking blade as I whack my camera stand with it. And yes, there's no damage, of course. There's no way that stand's going to damage that blade. Even if I hit the edge, I doubt it would do anything to it. Very sharp looking knives. Got kind of that satin rubbed look here. A satin finish here going smooth across. And then of course your satin coming down the blade. So pretty cool looking. I need to clean this up. It's got a little bit of oil on it. Definitely good looking knife. Lockup looking about 20%. Centering is right on the money. Can't remember if I did this one. Do it real quick. Centering right on the money. Lockup is earlier on this one, probably 5 to 10%. So very cool looking. Again, Reate is definitely one of my brands of choice. Started off anodizing a lot of the zero tolerances. Jumped into the Reates just because for the money you cannot beat the fit and finish of these knives. They are fantastic. Some of the most expensive, highest quality knives that I own that are mid-tech are Reate. So I definitely stand behind this company as far as the fit and finish and the quality goes. You just can't go wrong. Sorry, I can't stop looking at that file work. Reate is definitely the way to go. If you want a good quality knife, definitely mid-tech quality, fantastic materials, fit and finish. The quality control is very good. I think I've only, in all the Reate knives that I've gotten, the very first one, which is the funny part, was a Horizon B that the lock bar insert didn't fit up correct, so the blade wobbled a little. David had me send it to him. He fixed it, sent it right back. We were good to go. Very first knife I had. I've probably, God, I've done a ton of these knives ever since. Horizon D's and everything else. I've got another Epoch that's going to be coming out in the next couple days. Did that one up. I just haven't gotten it all back together. So haven't seen many of those worked on. And have all the Star Boys and Mini Horizons coming as well. Well, thank you for tuning in. These are all posted on the website, so please check them out. We're trying to really stock up going into the holiday season. This is probably the most knives I've had in stock at one time. Definitely, I would say pretty confidently that if you're looking for a wide variety, high number of anodized knives, our website can't be beat. I don't think I know anybody else out there that has this many anodized knives in stock at one time. I do not sell standard knives, only anodized. So check us out, www.jdcutlery.com. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good one.